Beautiful morning out here. We are headed out with the Ponga sailing fleet. Very excited about that. Makes me feel like one of the guys. One of them just stopped up to the boat and signaled if he could record. And he spent, I don't know, a minute going our same speed, just taking pictures and videos and having a morning. They're just as excited to see us as we are to see them. That's kind of fun. Yeah, we're all headed in the same direction. Getting out of here. That's so cool.
Yeah, they're just now starting to slow down.
Big military vessel just came right in front of us to a little wraparound. They're going into Altanta. A little wraparound. I like military vessels. Mexico does not have many, and most of them are not exciting.
It's like unfair as Americans.
Yeah, as an
like,
American.
Try to compare other countries' militaries to our literal military industrial complex.
Yes. We're about to get the head sail out. We're looking at about 35 hours of very slow sailing. And so it begins.
I feel like after the last two passages we had, we've like earned this super relaxed, very slow going sail. It feels really nice to be in relatively flat water and just kind of putzing along. We're doing great speed-wise, though. We currently have 4.5 knots of wind, and we're doing 4 knots speed over ground, so that's like unheard of.
Do you realize anything going on with the boat that is relatively new to us, given this latitude we're at? You definitely won't be able to pick us up on camera.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
If you look over our starboard forward edge here, you'll notice like every 10 seconds we have like a big flat roller. That's the Pacific Ocean. That's the swell now making it past La Paz as we've made it so far south.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We're out of the sea, baby.
We're out of the sea. This is the Pacific Ocean swell pumping us along. It almost feels surreal. Like to look back at the list of previous episodes, I don't remember the hard work that went into them. I remember the feeling that I had as those moments were recorded. And they kind of appear out of nowhere in that sense because you don't remember how hard you worked in the moment to put them together. So it's like, wow, someone just went through and like did a great documentation of my life. It's a ton of fun. And they're all right here, perfectly cataloged. So I definitely think it's worth it. It also gives us purpose. Or at least it gives me purpose. It is an easy way for me to get grounded in purpose. When we first left to go sailing, we abandoned any financial pursuit. It was all about immersing ourselves in that nature, in the isolation. And after a couple months of that, at least I started questioning, like, what is my purpose? Like, the days are beautiful, but they're starting to run together. And I think the channel is a good way to focus your energy. Sometimes it's good to have bad things, you know? Like, yeah, it's difficult. But at the end of the day, I'm making a video of a great life I get to live. And that's not asking too much, I don't think.
This has got to be the busiest night shift I've had since leaving Penasco. I had to do, in the 2 hours that I took over for Will, I've had to do 3 sail changes, and now the wind is coming like directly out of, I'll shift it a little bit. The wind is now coming out of the northeast, and so I had to take the whisker pull down and readjust the head sail so that I can essentially pull it flat. And while I was out there, I saw an extremely bright shooting star. And then as soon as I got finished that project, and I'm now sitting in the captain's chair, I'm surrounded by dolphins. What a crazy night shift. The sun should be coming up in like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And we have 18 miles to go to our next waypoint. I can see Mazatlan. Yeah, we should be there by like early afternoon at this rate.
So despite my hesitations about like sharing our lives in such a public space like YouTube, there were 2 things that kind of pushed me over the fence to do it. The first of which was the fact that the longer we were out here, the more family and friends were catching wind of what we were doing and constantly asking for updates, which was amazing. It was really cool to see that people were interested in what we were doing. And for a while, we pushed out a monthly newsletter, but it wasn't structured enough for me to consistently remember to do it. And so with the YouTube channel, we could put it out into a public space where people could not just read about it, they could also see what we were doing for themselves. On the flip side of that, what really kind of got me over the mental hump of being an introvert and putting so much of myself in a public platform was the fact that this is something that we've been doing forever. Oral tradition has been around since the Stone Age, and humans, in order to form cooperative society, started storytelling. And essentially that's what this is. We're telling our story and we're sharing information, and that looks very different here in the modern age with technology and the invention of the printing press and et cetera, but you're still right here listening to me tell you a story or tell you something about myself and my life. So without getting too much into a technical anthropological rant about all the people who came before us, starting the YouTube channel really, while a bit vain on the surface, just kind of feels like participating in ancient tradition.
Look at all these birds. I would love to combine my videography with a natural science, to go and observe something that is difficult to observe, to go and find a new creature. I would go, Nat Geo, are you hiring? I would go search the world, and I think I would have a lot of fun. I wouldn't be so much documenting the process of documenting those creatures, those critters, but I think being able to do something productive for the scientific community with it would be fun.
This is Nature Walks. Look at all them chickens.
Those are for boobies.
Oh, look at that, a pair of tits.
Oh.
Holy shit. I don't really know how much inspiration had to do with it at the start. I think at the beginning of the YouTube channel, it was a logical thing. We were doing a grand adventure, and we could, with limited interruption to that adventure, record it all. And that would give us 2 things. It would give us a chance to go onto YouTube, make some money, and make the dream go further. It would also give us a chance to have it forever, to remember these moments that we would so quickly otherwise forget. And that was it. I don't know how much inspiration there was to start. We ended up liking it a lot. And I think that's where a lot of the inspiration came from. we get excited about new concepts, new ideas. This documentary is a new way for us to storytell. Funny how we just threw our little hook down on the edge of this giant mountain in the middle of the ocean.
We are literally getting ready to leave. Like, we just turned all of our electronics on. The engine is like prepped to be started.
Woohoo!
And we decided that the water here is too good to pass up on. And so we are jumping in for a quick swim before we leave.
One last dunkaroo. You want to do it? We want to dive or splash same time?
Oh, we both jumping?
No plan?
I didn't have a plan.
Woo!
Feel good?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I hate jumping in.
You hate jumping in? Woo!
I feel like there were some things that I wasn't comfortable with last year that now we're kind of drawing a line about, but I didn't know I was uncomfortable with them until, like, it had already been done. And so we're learning how to set those boundaries so that we feel more comfortable in sharing ourselves online. For me, the most challenging part of the channel is the fact that we are living so publicly. It's hard sometimes for me to be in front of the camera or have the camera on me and showing too much, like bearing too much of my soul to the world. It feels like, not toxic, I don't really like that phrase, but it doesn't feel genuine sometimes when we're constantly recording each other and having these very like camera heavy days. So I definitely struggle still frequently with putting so much of ourselves online.
All right, I have it in my hand here. I'm gonna walk it to the front of the bow and try to pull it forward.
Okay.
See if that pulls it out.
Okay.
I got one side cut off, so it's only one side that's stuck on here still.
All right. So we caught the long line right at the very end. It was literally the last bottle before we hit the ending flag. It was going in like a perfectly straight line right down our starboard side, and then all of a sudden it took a hard left, and the line was blue, so it was really difficult to see in the water.
Yeah, there's a black flag here. That's not the end of it. There are more bottles past it. What I'd like to figure out now is there anything between the red bottle and the black flag. So it looks like the next black flag is easily a mile away again. We're about 50 degrees off course, which isn't great. I wonder if it's worth it. There are a lot of challenges to the YouTube channel. This is already a stressful life, and we are making it ever more stressful by continuing to put cameras in front of each other's faces. All right, I'm going in. We're doing 1.3 to 1.4 knots, about as slow as we can get. I'm all geared up. I got a safety line on me, got a knife, fins, goggles.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
let's go,
Please
huh?
be careful. Your safety line's pretty loose, so just be aware of that.
And then spending the time to edit it, produce it, get it out. And yeah, I think the question for me becomes the whole time, like, is it worth it? Certainly don't look at how much you get paid hourly to put something like this together.
Good?
Back to port!
Back to port.
Back to port!
Back to port. Hard to port.
All right, we need another rope.
Okay.
We're gonna tie the two together and use a winch to try to pull it out on the port side.
Okay. Doing okay?
All right, try steer starboard. Nope, it snapped. Hold.
Holding.
Come on. There's just a tiny bit left in there, like 3 inches. That's gonna have to stay. All right, we are back on course. I just got out of the water, got the boat resituated. Emily's up on the bow again, looking for more long lines.
We've passed easily 15 bottles, all of different colors. The green ones and the blue ones are impossible to see until you're directly on top of them.
What happened is there's about a 3-inch piece of that nylon that they use as line in the rudder still. It's in between the skeg for the rudder and the front of the rudder. So shouldn't impact anything significantly. It's all I could get out while underway. And yeah, we're cruising again. Long lines are a pain. The look for season 2 is definitely afro. The season of the afro. Look at that. It's starting to like become a crown over my ears a little bit. It's falling forward. Season 1 mohawk. Season 2 afro. Were there other parts to that question?
Season 2 is all about mischief and mayhem and chaos and adventure. This year's all about heading to Central America and doing the canal and finally hitting the Atlantic, a different ocean altogether.
Sailing wise, we get to go through so many new countries, and we're going such a further distance than we went last year that I'm very excited for all the challenges and opportunities that will come with that.
And we're with a really good group of boats as well. We have all our buddy boats around, and that it's a totally different experience from last year. So while it's still the same Will and Em, it's still the same sense of humor. Appa is still Appa, but the atmosphere and the places we're gonna see are totally different.
We get to take this beautiful boat to so many countries. I think it's gonna be a ton of fun. We're gonna do a lot of big passages. I think really earn our keep as cruisers here in the second season.
And we can't wait to share it with you guys.
And then on our more personal side, we're here talking about like how YouTube takes a lot of work. That's not enough for us. We're starting our own business now. We are developing products by cruisers, for cruisers. It's gonna take a little while to get off the ground, but it's very exciting and a big part of what we do in our day-to-days now. We have adventuring, we have YouTube, and now we've just started our own little company. So very excited about that. Again, finding purpose, extending this dream, making it all reality.
You guys, we did it.
We did it.
In less than 1 month, 2 days shy of a full month, we made it from Puerto Penasco at the very northern tip of the Sea of Cortez,
Yep.
all the way to Banderas Bay. We're in La Cruz. We made it.
Woo!
The ultimate passage beer. I believe it all rounded out to be about 950 nautical miles altogether. All trips put together.
I did, you don't know this yet, but I did do a bunch of circles in the ocean last night, killing time for the sun to rise. So we might have hit our 1,000 mark.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, go look at our tracking page. It's funny.
I bet my dad's like, what the are they doing? My dad religiously watches our tracking page when we're underway. So he was probably looking at those circles being like, something is wrong.
Did he find her? Did he find my daughter?
That's really funny. Well, Dad, we're going to see you in, I think they get in tomorrow.
Speaking of dads. You beat me with the punchline there for a second. We're here because of fathers, and we just learned that Appa.
We're here because of fathers.
Yeah,
yes.
Appa means father. I guess
Is that
that's
a
like slang.
multi-level joke?
I don't know.
Listen, it's been a really long 1,000 nautical miles.
Yes, it
We're
has.
tired.
Yes, we are. 1,000 nautical miles.
The delirium has set in. But yeah, we made it. This is the culmination of 2 weeks worth of hardcore planning on my part, and then 3 months of hardcore work effort on your part, and then 1 whole month of working together on getting down here.
We have a dock, which is just such a luxury for us.
Yeah.
We'll spend a week here hanging out with family, recuperating. This was a big intro to season 2 for us.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to pan out in the episodes, but like in my mind, like getting here was like the first big leg. And then like we're into like this Central American cruising aspect of season 2.
For sure. This is also like one of our first introductions into like true palm tree atmosphere, and it's making it feel so real.
Good point. Look at
So
that.
real. There's palm trees everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's so lush and green, and we've been stuck in the desert for so long.
We were in the desert for a while.
So yeah, it feels good to be here. Thanks for tagging along.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thanks to all our Bison crew over on Patreon. You guys make it possible. Happy to be here, man. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
Cool. We'll catch you next time.
See ya. Yip yip.
Yip yip.